Donald Trump provoked the resurgence of two terrible wars that he supposedly ended, and all his peace initiatives in recent months are failing. At least two of the series of peace agreements that United States President Donald Trump proclaimed as proof of his negotiation skills are now under great threat. Right now, fierce fighting has broken out between Congo and Rwanda, even though Trump took credit for peace between these countries. In addition, war has resumed between Thailand and Cambodia, where they even said they don't remember any peace plan by Donald Trump. Also, the Gaza Strip peace plan's implementation is now in limbo. After all, Hamas militants still haven't been disarmed, and the United States isn't taking any action. Currently, Trump is pushing another peace plan, this time targeting Ukraine. So let's analyze what's wrong with Trump's peace initiatives and why they break down so quickly. My name is Alexei Pichi. Let's discuss this topic in detail together. But before we start, I ask you to subscribe to this channel, like this episode, and leave any comment you wish. Also, subscribe to my Telegram channel, Pichi News. The link to it is in the description of this video. There we post breaking news as it comes in. So 2 of Donald Trump's 8 peace agreements have failed in less than a week. Less than a week after the leaders of Congo and Rwanda signed an agreement brokered by Donald Trump aimed at ending the fighting in eastern Congo. And less than 2 months after Trump witnessed the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Cambodia and Thailand, fighting broke out again in both places, this time quite intense in Malaysia. These events caused international concern, leading to urgent calls to stop the fighting in the east. And in each case, the statements called on the parties to honor their commitments under the agreements that Donald Trump promoted as justification for positioning himself as the president of peace, and it was on the basis of these agreements that he claimed to deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me remind you that 4 days ago, United States President Donald Trump became the winner of the new Fédération Internationale de Football Association Peace Prize during the draw for the 2026 Fédération Internationale de Football Association World Cup. Trump, who was a contender for the Nobel Peace Prize, was considered the favorite to receive the Fédération Internationale de Football Association Peace Prize, which was established a month ago. But I would say that Trump was the only contender for the new Fédération Internationale de Football Association Prize, and it was created specifically for him. It's funny how, in the award ceremony footage, Trump puts the medal on himself as if he's awarding himself. Afterwards, he called on his social network to stop mocking him because of this Fédération Internationale de Football Association Peace Prize. And I should note that Trump and Fédération Internationale de Football Association President Gianni Infantino are like-minded, and Infantino made it clear that, in his opinion, Trump should have received the Nobel Prize for his efforts to establish a truce in the Gaza Strip. But since he didn't, Fédération Internationale de Football Association created their own version of the Peace Prize. Interestingly, at the time Trump received the Peace Prize from Fédération Internationale de Football Association, he claimed that he had stopped 8 wars, but at that very moment, 2 peace agreements were being violated. On Tuesday, December 9, Trump expressed confidence he could again end the fighting between Cambodia and Thailand. Like, it's no problem, Trump will solve everything again. Quote, "Tomorrow I will have to call them. Who else can say, I'll call and stop the war between Thailand, 2 very powerful countries, Thailand and Cambodia?" And as of the time of this recording, the war still hasn't been stopped. But that's not all. Violence suddenly broke out in Congo, in the South Kivu region. In recent days, new deadly violence has erupted in Congo, which is being blamed on the Rwanda-backed M23 movement. M23 and the Rwandan armed forces have been called upon to immediately cease offensive operations, as provided for in numerous agreements, which culminated in the signing of an accord in Washington between Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi and Rwanda's Paul Kagame. The White House called this agreement historic, achieved through the mediation of Donald Trump after months of peace efforts by the United States and its partners, including the African Union and Qatar. At that time, Trump solemnly declared, quote, "This is a great day for Africa, a great day for the whole world. Today we are succeeding where so many others have failed." Just a week goes by, and Trump's achievement fails just like all the previous ones. The contact group, made up of Belgium, the United Kingdom, Denmark, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, the United States, and the European Union, has urged all parties to honor their commitments from last week's agreement. The United States State Department stated that the United States is deeply concerned about the violence in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is causing displacement and bringing suffering to families. Next is a quote from the State Department. The Trump administration continues to advance diplomatic efforts on this important issue, working to ensure the full implementation of the recently signed agreements and to restore stability on the ground. We are working closely with regional partners to uphold the commitments made. In a separate statement, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio noted that the United States is also concerned about the escalation of hostilities between Cambodia and Thailand along the disputed border. This happened just over a month after the leaders of the two countries signed a peace agreement in Malaysia in the presence of Donald Trump. The agreement between Cambodia and Thailand has been in such an uncertain state for several weeks now, to put it mildly. But it suffered a serious blow when, after another clash in which two Thai soldiers were wounded, fighting flared up again. According to a senior official in the Trump administration, who spoke on condition of anonymity, the United States president expects Thailand and Cambodia, as well as Rwanda and Congo, to fulfill their commitments to end the violence. The official says the Trump administration is monitoring the Congo situation closely and keeping the United States president updated. Trump has repeatedly cited 8 agreements, including the 2 mentioned above, as evidence of his success in ending conflicts. Although another agreement, the plan to end the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, is still in a very uncertain state, and sporadic fighting continues, while the crucial second phase of the peace plan is still being developed. In other words, the peace plan has been signed, but the second phase is still in the works. Let's be honest, Trump's efforts to stop Russia's war in Ukraine have not succeeded so far. Other peace agreements that Trump was involved in and called successful include arrangements between India and Pakistan, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Israel and Iran, Kosovo and Serbia, as well as Egypt and Ethiopia. Although, well, it's probably hard to say that, for example, there's peace between Israel and Iran, right? Write in the comments your thoughts on all of Donald Trump's peacekeeping efforts, why you think his peace agreements keep failing, and what you think will happen next. Friends, I'll leave it at that for now. Share your opinions and conclusions in the comments under this episode, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future episodes. If you want to support the work of this YouTube channel, if you found this episode interesting, you can do so through donations or a paid subscription using the links and details provided. The video description clearly states, support the channel Alexi Peici. Choose any support format that is convenient for you. I will be grateful for any support from you. Sorry for the tautology. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everyone.